But that can be eased in without any kind of big problem. Okay, first thing I want you to do is take your collar, fold it halfway, look at it, make sure it looks good, and get rid of some of these funny things. Because this stuff is just in the way. You see, now you can see where you are, right? It's always good to clean it up. Also, you know that these are the same, okay? Now, we're going to, again, use the top of the color. It's going to be the one with the interfacing in it, okay? Because of the edge and top stitching. So, in order to get that middle part, we're going to take our shoulder points, which we already have, and clip them like a 1/4 inch, okay? And I'm going to try something slightly different from the first one I did. We're going to take this part and we're going to stay stitch 1/4 of an inch, okay? All right, so also we're going to stay stitch. Who remembers what stay stitching is?
It's just temporary.
It's
Is it one layer?
stitch on one layer so you don't cut past it.
And why do we stay stitch?
So you can't cut past it? If you
That,
have notches?
to protect, also to stop from your pieces from stretching too much. Basically, it's a stitch that outlines and protects, okay? Temporary is your base stitch.
Okay.
You know,
I
something
always
you
make
can
that,
remove, but it's also larger. It's
Right,
the
right.
number 5 stitch.
I always confuse the two.
Yeah, stay stitch is, basting can also be done on 2 layers, like a regular seam if you want to do fitting, but stay stitching is always on a single layer, okay? So we're going to stay stitch on the collar, we're going to stay stitch on our facings, and we're going to stay stitch the neck. So come on, follow me. We get that all lined up like this. A little bit of industry. Okay, now, it would help if I would put my thread to the needle. Okay, just, okay, now, something, we're going to do this on the 1/4 inch mark, okay? Like no back stitching needed, 2.5 stitch, and try not to stretch it as you know, guide it. For my line, there we go. Now this is like you can just kind of do it in a quick way. This is what they do in factories. They don't cut it. You just do it all in the same time. Save yourself some time. This is just same thing for everything, so you can just run it through the machine and wait. Oh. Now, when I do this, what do I watch? The needle or the guide?
The guy.
So my eye is strictly on the edge of the fabric, and my 1/4 of an inch guide. Now sometimes when you stay stitch, you know, you can see that the stitch might wants to pull in, and if you find that when you later when you want to do want to make it fit together, you can always clip a stay stitch if it pulls too much in to release it. I had some problems earlier because I held it in too much, and then I was short. Now basically, because this is an inner curve that's going to be used on an outer curve, this here is actually my measurement for the color, and it's an inch, okay? So that first inch, but in here, see, you can clip this every so often. Because when we put it against the color, we put it actually against a different shape, right? So we have to be able to stretch it out. So after we stay stitch the necklines, see, this is your neckline, this is your center front. We're gonna, you can clip right up to the stay stitch about every 3/4. Just use your judgment and get rid of the tails. Too many tails. Okay, see this here. If I have a pull in here where I need more, I just cut the stay stitch to release the tension. See, this is another part of working with 2 different shapes. Like we learned 2 different shapes on the princess seam, remember? Mm-hmm. Inner and outer curves. You're going to have that a lot. When you see, like in here, see, this is what kind of curve? What kind of curve is this?
Outer.
Outer curve. And then what kind of curve is this? Inner curve, right? So you have to, now we're going to take the one, I want you to take the one with the interfacing and see, just go a touch past the clip, no back stitching. This way you can make sure you get it right. Cut your tails. The tail business is a bad business. These guys are always in the way. I don't know if you have noticed that, but my experience is that they're always in the way. Okay, now we take the collar and follow me to the iron board.
Oh.
There is a way to do that by hand.
Oh, really?
That lace work.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
it's
not
a lot
interested.
of work, but can be done.
I wouldn't do it.
Yes, I'm saying
You know what
I'm not doing that yet.
tedding is? Tedding?
No.
With the little spool, you make the lace out of, you have this little spool, and you just do knots with that little spool.
I wish I could do
And
that.
I taught myself how to do it, and then I went on a trip. I love to take the train, and I ran into these two guys, and I had lunch with them. You know, like when you're on a train, you always meet people to eat
Yeah.
with. And I did this little coaster, really beautiful little lace. I gave it to them.
They're
Aww.
so nice.
Yeah,
of
we
you.
made friends, and they were so excited about what I was doing that I just thought, here, something to remember me by.
Aw, that's
A
sweet.
trip. So now I'm going to press this part in, okay? And, but that was a really, you have to pay attention when you do these things. I crocheted a table runner once, this kind of lacy table runner. Took me 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Jesus.
But it's beautiful.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's a doodling project. It's not supposed to. See, now when I want you to press this so that the stay stitch is just a touch to the inside. Not like that, so it's hidden. Okay? But it gives you directions to where to go with it. Okay, so now we have a color that has a little opening in the middle, right? Okay, so the first thing we have to do is place the color. So now I'm going to spin, spin, spin.
What's the measurement? The color each side?
The,
There's a notches.
you have notches.
Oh, they are. They're not.
The 2 notches are your shoulder points.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what you, and then you have that 1 inch mark right here. At least they should be the same. You can double check. Let's make sure we got it in the right place. So the first part is the tricky part. Okay, see, I want to do, this is 7/8. 7/8, guys. This one is, yep, 7/8. I don't know, right? 7/8 is probably good because of that we took a little more in here. So, this is the right side, right? You're going to look at the right side and you're going to have it facing you. Then you take the underside of the collar and this part that you turned under is facing you. Now, remember, when you look at this flat felt seam, which one is the shoulder? Which one is your shoulder? This one or that one?
The first one, like this one.
This one. This is the shoulder point. Because remember, the second stitch is the one that you turned under and top stitched. This is your true shoulder seam. This was the one you turned over. So these pieces right here, with this on top, you're going to line up your notch. Your notch goes with this notch. So you pin it right in here. And then you go to your other side and you find your shoulder point. And so this one goes right here. You see, part of it you can figure out, but then in the middle, you see, this is in the middle. Now, if you feel this would be pulling too much or something, you can always clip that. So we're going to only pin the underside. Make sure they line up.